जीएसटी 2.0 क्या बदल रहा है और आपको क्या फायदा होगा। अभी जीएसटी के 4 स्लैब्स हैं, 5%, 12%, 18% एंड 28%। हम डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली ऑलमोस्ट हर चीज के लिए इनमें से एक टैक्स स्लैब के हिसाब से टैक्स पे करते हैं। नए प्रपोजल में क्या बदल रहा है, इन 4 में से 2 स्लैब्स चले जाएंगे। सो 12% का स्लैब गोज अवे and 99% of the items and 12% slab move to 5%. Similarly, 28% slab goes away and 90% of the items there move to 18%. The cess in current GST regime is proposed to go away completely. So we are left with 2 slabs, 5% and 18%. Plus there is a third proposed slab of 40%, which is primarily for sin goods like tobacco and luxury items. So what all gets cheaper and by how much? Let me show you that. 28% to 18%, non-luxury cars and bikes, AC, fridge, TV, all the white goods, dishwasher, cement, etc. 12% to 5%, a reduction of 7%. And this is the most important one for common men. So all your daily essentials, food items, processed goods, personal care items, medical equipments, hotel rooms costing less than 7,500 per night move from 12% bracket to 5% bracket. So while these are the two major changes, 28% and 12% slab going off and वहां के items moving to the lower slab. There are a few other changes within existing slab also, proposed changes. So 18% to 0%, and this is a major one. It is proposed that all the life insurance and medical insurance moves out from 18% and goes to 0%. इस लिस्ट में पराठा एंड अदर इंडियन ब्रेड्स भी हैं एंड एक दो और आइटम्स हो सकते हैं. 18% to 5%, chocolates, pastry, cakes, biscuits, ice creams, personal care item like hair oil, shampoo, toothpaste, soap, etc. 5% to 0%, paneer, pizza bread, roti, and Gujarat's own khakra. So this was the list of things getting cheaper. What are those things which will become expensive? And these will be those things which move into 40% bracket from the current 28% bracket. There are reports that there might be only 7-8 items in this list. And I'll show you those items. It can be broadly categorized into 3 categories. The first one is tobacco and tobacco related products, along with revolvers and pistols. The second one is racing cars, personal use aircrafts and helicopters, and yacht. And if you can afford any of these things, which I called out in the second category, racing cars, एयरक्राफ्ट्स एंड यार्ड्स, तो आपको जीएसटी के बढ़ने या घटने से फर्क नहीं पड़ता है और नहीं ये वीडियो आप देख रहे होंगे. द लास्ट ग्रुप इज ऑफ 2 आइटम्स विच इज ऑफ सम इंटरेस्ट टू कॉमन पीपल, and this includes high-end motorcycles, 350cc and above, and high-end cars. So SUVs more than 1200cc or 1500cc in case of petrol and diesel, with a length of more than 4 meters. However, in the last category, the only thing which is getting expensive is the high-end motorcycles more than 350cc. They move from 28% to 40% bracket. However, the hike is not 12%, because पहले 28% के साथ उन पे 3% का सेस भी था. So the effective rate of taxation on these high-end motorcycles was already 31%, and this now goes up to 40%. So an increase of 9%. So this is one thing which really gets expensive. But the good news is that in the motorcycle segment, the buyers of 350cc and above account for only 1%. So this hike is not going to affect most of the people. GST revision on cars is an interesting story. मैंने पहले आपको दिखाया, the GST drops from 28% to 18% on non-luxury or small cars, which translates into a reduction of 10%. But the actual reduction is higher. And I'll show you the calculation for both categories of cars and how are the taxes dropping for both categories. So here it goes. The current GST on small cars is 28% plus 1 to 3% of cess, which translates into a maximum tax of 31%. This now drops to 18% and no cess in the GST 2.0 regime, which is getting proposed. So the drop is not of 10%, the effective drop is of 13%. To give you an example, if you buy a small car with a base price of 10 lakh rupees, what you are paying right now is 31% of tax on that base price, which is 3 lakh 10,000 rupees. After the proposed change, you pay 18% on 10 lakhs, which is 1 lakh 80,000 rupees. So the saving here is 1 lakh 30,000 rupees. Similarly, with the high-end cars, while the tax is 28%, there's an additional cess of 15 to 22%, making the effective tax 43 to 50%. So if you're buying a high-end car with a base price of 20 lakh rupees, what you're currently paying is 50% at the highest tax bracket, which translates into 10 lakh rupees in taxes. नए रेजिम में आप 40% पे करते हैं without any cess, which translates into 8 lakh rupees. So a savings of 2 lakh rupees here also. So there is no negative impact on any kind of car segment. You save in whatever car you buy. And this of course excludes electric vehicles. Now let's see इन सारे चेंजेस से आपके पर्सनल एक्सपेंस पे कितना फर्क पड़ता है. इफ योर हाउस होल्ड एक्सपेंस ऑन रेगुलर यूज आइटम्स इज 50,000 per month, that translates into 6 lakh rupees per year. The current GST that you are paying on that is 64,000. So इस कैलकुलेशन में मैंने 12% का रेट लिया है because majority of the household items are currently taxed at 12% and most of them will move to 5%. तो आपका करंट टैक्स इज 64,000, जो कि प्रोपोज्ड जीएसटी रेट ऑफ 5% पे घट के 27,000 हो जाता है. सो नेट सेविंग्स ऑफ 37,500 हियर. इफ यू आर स्पेंडिंग 50,000 per year on your family mediclaim and on your term insurance and on your life insurance, then the current GST that you are paying at 18% is 7,600, which in the new regime will become zero. So यहाँ पे आपकी saving is the total GST that you are paying 7,600. If you buy one appliance in a year, AC, fridge, TV, any white gadget costing 50,000 rupees, तो आप उस पे 28% के रेट पे अबाउट 11,000 रुपए पे कर रहे थे, जो कि 18% रेट पे घट के 7,000 हो जाएगा. सो 4,000 की सेविंग वहां पे होती है. इन केस ऑफ अ वेकेशन, if you are staying in hotels with a room rent of less than 7,500, and let's assume you're spending 50,000 per year on that, then your current GST is about 5,000 rupees at 12% tax, which will go down to 2,000 rupees at 5% tax. So a saving of 3,000 rupees here as well. What is interesting to note is that you were paying 88,000 in taxes on your annual spend of 7,50,000 rupees. This drops from 88,000 to 36,000 in GST 2.0. And this is a significant drop. This is what you are gaining. This is a drop of 60% in taxes. You will pay 60% less taxes. And this does not include one-time saving on purchasing of big ticket items like a car. And where I already showed you how much you save. So you end up saving 52,000 rupees per year, which may not be much, but add to this the reduced income tax rates which have started from this financial year, wherein people can save taxes up to 1.1 lakh rupees per year, depending on your tax slab. And then this amount becomes good enough for maybe a small vacation, for buying something which you have been postponing for a long time, for the essential coverage of Mediclaim or term insurance for yourself, or good enough even to start an SIP, which you may have been postponing for long, and boost your savings. This small amount of a saving of 52,000 per month per household would cost the government an amount ranging between 50,000 crores to 2 lakh crores. So this is the estimate as per various agencies as to what the government would lose in total once this proposal goes through. This loss to the government goes back to the people, boosting their spending power. And this is what the government is hoping for. The spending power goes up. It's good for the economy. The demand goes up. It does well to the industries. And if the industries do well, it does well to the job prospects of people in the country. And the government is hoping with the increased spend, this shortfall of GST will be covered. So, all in all, a win-win situation for everyone. So, let us hope that this proposal finally goes through and it ushers in a low tax era in the country. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave your comments on the video. Thank you.